So when I was a kid, I remember going to a big shop with my dad to one of his friends' places, and there was this just massive slot car table in the basement. And I don't remember too much about it. I'm pretty sure it was just set up in there, but the guy had like couches and TVs and fridges down there. It was a break room or a home away from home or something, but he had this big old slot car set up down there, and I'll just never forget it. And I've wanted a slot car table ever since. Got into hobbies and stuff, and I sold some train parts off this table, and I dug it up. I said, let's go. Let's just go and build it." So I thought I could be fancy and apply that train power supply to it. It goes supposed to go 5 to 15 volts DC, so I thought I could go ham. And I don't know. I must have done some wiring funny, but I got all the way to this point. I got all the way to this point and didn't know that I had messed up. So I go to test it, and it just doesn't do anything, as I'm sure you can assume. Uh, I tried them the other way. That didn't matter. I'm poking and prodding around with my little meter, and I eventually got in there and just I took it apart again, and I looked at all the stuff, and I put a 9-volt charger on it after that worked, or didn't work, and then I just decided to go back to stock. So here I'm putting back the 6 volts that originally came with it, um, adding the making the solder connections and everything, and it worked. I mean, it was backwards, which is fine. But that was straightened out later on. So here I go moving stuff about, and I make it go, and it goes backwards. I'm like, what in the world? All that time trying to add chargers and connectors, and it just works. And then I do it again because I forgot to edit this part of the video out, and it's time. Dump out all the pieces. This is this is this is a lot of stuff that I found at the thrift store. A big old bin, and honestly, we've never had it all out at once because it's just we never had the room. And this is pretty fun. I'll tell you, we went through, we knolled everything away, made sure it was, in piles and everything to make sure we could know what we had. There were some pieces in this set that it was part of a loop, like a loop de loop it had, and all sorts of things like that. But we didn't. It's broke. It's broken. Very broken. I don't know what happened. It looks like it got ran over by a real car, but I don't know. So we go through and golly, I think I found like 24, 26 track curve pieces and not very many straights. We made it work, and it was a lot of fun to just slap them together. The set came with these clippies on it. Those clippies you can see in there by the straights. They work pretty well to hold things together. I guess just a natural demon with these kind of things is getting all the track pieces laid out evenly so they don't pull apart, you know. And that's definitely the idea with our table, is that eventually we can develop some cool ways to tie things down so that we can have a modular table. Some of these pieces could come out and go into another section, and we got some pretty cool ideas for things like Raspberry Pi that we could. Yeah, look, there they go. It finally goes. Yay! But yeah, Raspberry Pi, autonomous running functions, all that stuff. So this shot is obviously not great of the track, but it gets the point across. We didn't know, so we ended up doing some cool modifications to the track, and get some more shots of that later on. This is what it looks like. We set up the blue lights and brought out all the toys on the table and ran them. It was a really good time. My little X Mods collection. Scoot, scoot, scoot. I know those blue lights are crazy, but also, how cool is that shot right there? Yeah. If you could hear the audio, you'd hear my little duck feet slapping around on the floor. Tail of the dragon here. And then we put on some more lights so you can see some more stuff. And look at it go. Man, it was so fun. I hope you enjoyed it too, because I had a blast with this one.